week 2 of 100k and Jawsbet. I'm joined with Aaron Jory, Jawsbet, our horse tipster at the 100k. Jawsy, how are you, sir?
Good, mate. Good. Fresh off a pretty good performance for the site last weekend. So, keen to go for the Caulfield Cup tomorrow.
Yeah, you were on fire last week. If you were subscribed, so subscribing to Jawsbet, follow the links in your Insta, use the code. What's the code?
Spring Jaws.
Spring Jaws tomorrow to get a discount. And what do we get when we subscribe to your Insta?
So basically, the membership will get you tips in every race at Caulfield and Randwick or Melbourne and Sydney, wherever they're running. It'll get you my assessed prices for every race in Melbourne, which is really handy for punters to sort of work out my confidence levels on races and things like that. And it also gets you access to not only the Telegram, the free Telegram, but early bets. Like, for example, this week we've placed a couple of early bets at horses with horses at longer odds that I think will shorten in the market that we've had a bet on Wednesday night.
Perfect, mate. Perfect. So I'm looking at some of your value wins from last Saturday if you were subscribed. So you had Maktub, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Maktub at 9-1, Military Mission at 10-1, She Dances at 10-1, into the Quinella with Rose Quartz at 21-1, Raff Attack at 11-1, and Vienna Princess at 17-1. So you hit 5 double-digit winners last week.
Yeah, it was a weird sort of day. We our shorter price runners that we had a bet on all got rolled, apart from the one in Sydney that we had as one of our best at Randwick. But it was a weird day in the fact that our value selections all won. So we ended up winning really, really well on the day when a lot of other punters lost because they'd truckloaded the fave. So we did well to come out really good winners out of a day that a lot of people struggled.
And then there was a midweek meeting at Caulfield this week. I try and stay away from too much midweek punting, but how'd you go midweek at Caulfield this week? I saw on your Insta you had a few winners.
Yeah, it was a really good betting card at Caulfield, and the same as at Randwick as well. They were running in Sydney. It was both meetings looked really, really good to bet at, and we managed to find a fair few winners at both tracks. And there was some happy subscribers in the chat room.
And then so you've got a Telegram as well. It's sort of like our Discord that we do, Telegram. So you're in that while you're watching the races. So you're giving updates on your confidence levels. You're giving out a few tips, maybe a first 4 here and there, maybe a trifecta, Quinella on the race that is it usually within, say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the next race at Caulfield, you go, right, I'm really liking this here. This is the Quinella I'm looking at, this and that. Is that how you use your Telegram?
Yeah, basically, it just keeps everyone up to date of things like the track pattern as well, especially when you have a track where all the leaders are winning and you've identified that. At least you can tell your subscribers that, hey, this doesn't seem like such a good bet now because I don't think it's going to be able to lead in the race and things like that. But, yeah, also the little Quinellas and trifectas that I like to put on. And, it's a bit of fun, a lot of banter as well, and it's free for anyone to join if you want to get involved.
True or false, you gave out a first 4 last week in a race to the Telegram.
That's true.
True or false, you may have had around about 30 to 50 outlay on that first 4 and then had $10,000 in your sports bet.
Yeah, it was a good result. It was a good result.
When you sent me that, I could not fucking believe it. It looked that good. That green 10K in the thing, that was a fucking big win. That is exciting. What race was that? What you had something outright? What won outright? And then you just
that was the same race as the Rose Quartz She Dances Quinella. So they were my top 2 selections in the race, and one of them was paying $5 and the other one was about $9. And I obviously backed them both to win. I backed them both to run the Quinella, but I also chucked on a sneaky first 4, and I stood out those 2 to run top 2 and threw in a few I think about 4 selections in behind them to run 3rd and 4th, and 3rd and 4th paid about $5 to $6 a place, so that obviously bumped the return up a little bit. But,
did you know what you were going to win when, or did you just go, I think I've gone right here? And then
I knew it'd be a bit, but what also helped is that the sports bet do top toed exotics. So I think it got bumped up from a 5 to 10, basically just from that feature. So that helped, but it was a good result.
So what do we got tomorrow? We've got Caulfield Cup at Caulfield tomorrow, and then just a meet at Randwick.
Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty like a sort of a low card for Randwick Spring. There are a lot of horses just in preparation runs for their grand finals in a couple of weeks on Derby Day and Golden Eagle Day and those sorts of things. But Caulfield Cup's exciting this year.
Yeah, fucking oath. All right, so let's get into it. So we'll start with your best at Caulfield. What is your best in all of Caulfield tomorrow?
Yeah, I've gone with Vivienne in race 10. This mare is just absolutely flying. It's hard to tip against a mare in form, and I think she sets up really well for the race tomorrow. Not only is she a mare in form, but she's also got the best figures and ratings in the race. And I think she's super hard to beat. And if she's not too late in her preparation, I'd imagine she'd be winning race 10. So that's Vivienne in race 10 with Damien Lane aboard. And I think you're getting around $2.50 at the moment, which I think is a nice price.
Yeah, number 5, race 10, Vivienne, $2.50. I just checked it out. I'm looking at its form. That looks like a good thing. So that is just your best of the day. That thing just wins tomorrow, you reckon?
That's my thoughts, and I'm finding it. I think the only way that she gets beat is if she just comes to the end of her preparation. I mean, she just looks like she's better than these.
Yeah, perfect. And then Randwick. What is your best at Randwick tomorrow?
Yeah, I've actually found one at a little bit of more value than a normal best bet would be. I really like Cotelli in race 8. This horse is second up from a spell. And its first up run was just nothing short of dynamic. It was huge through the line. I think it sets up really well here from the gate. And I'd be surprised if it's not in the finish at somewhere near $5. I think you're getting at the moment. Just looks to have every chance.
So Cotelli, race 8, number 5 at Randwick, $4.80 the win, $1.95 the place. And this is your best bet of the day. That is the one. That is something the punters absolutely love. A $5 thing that you think is just a good thing. That is perfect. I copped a bit of shit for saying I absolutely love it too much last week. I'm trying to say, I'll say it a bit less. And I'm perfect to work. Yep, love that. But I absolutely love Cotelli. So race 8, number 5 as well. Perfect. That is on. So your best each way of the day. Is this, what is your best each way of the day?
Yeah, I've got one at both tracks. I really like Flying Crazy in race 9 at Randwick. I have this horse a clear favourite in my market. As we mentioned before, I like to price my own markets, and that's how I find my bets and tips. And I've Flying Crazy a clear favourite in my market, and I think you're copping around $8, and I reckon about $2.80 the place. Just seems like a really, really nice each way bet. Third up from a spell, set to peak in this race, and it needs to win this race to sort of be able to get into what's called the big dance on Melbourne Cup Day. And I think they've set it for this race, and I think it's set to run a massive race with Zach Lloyd aboard, who's one of the go-to jockeys on the card at Randwick.
Race 9, number 1, $8.50 the win, $2.90 the place. That is golden $2.90 the place. That is absolutely golden. And that is, you've got it as your favourite. I'm looking at the favourite. So the favourite runs around at 6-1. So this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only a 7-horse race. And the favourite's 6-1. So absolutely anything can win this, obviously.
Yeah, it's a very open race, but I think Flying Crazy is a massive chance. And, like I said, I've got a clear favourite. The other one I wanted to mention was at Caulfield, and that's Oz Empress in race 5. There's another horse that I've marked favourite in my market, and you're getting currently $16. And I know people might think that's a little bit funny to mark a horse favourite when it's $16. But the way that I'm looking at this is this horse is in a mare's race for fillies. Fillies races tend to be quite open, and especially when it's not a grand final, so to speak. So this is just a lead up to the 1,000 guineas. So I'm expecting a lot of horses in this race to sort of have a prep run. This horse is fit. He's going to settle on speed just outside the leader. It's going to be super hard to run down, and I just think it's a really, really easy each way bet.
Wow. So race 5, number 5, Oz Empress, 17-1 to win, $4.60 to place. And same again, this is only a 7-horse race, and you've got it as the favourite. You've rated it as a favourite in this race. This screams a big day, Jaws. This screams a big day. Let's get to the roughie of the day. You've already basically given me 2 roughies. Everything at 17-1 is a roughie, but you've written another one down here. What is your roughie of the day?
Yeah, I've actually gone to the Caulfield Cup for my roughie of the day. I think this horse will run super in the Cup, and it's a very open Caulfield Cup this year. But this horse will settle on speed. It's hard fit, has got no weight on its back. It's just running in unreal form. That's Spirit Ridge. I think you're going to get tomorrow. I reckon you'll get 50s or 60s, and possibly about $12 to $14 the place. and it's every chance of running a place tomorrow. I think it's just like I said, it's gonna, where it's gonna map. It's gonna settle on speed. It's tough as it's got fitness on its side against a lot of these, and I think it's a massive chance of running a place at a big price.
Spirit Ridge, number 17, 50 kilos, 35 to 1, 8 to 1. Dean Yendall on board.
I reckon you might even get a little better than that tomorrow. I'd be surprised if it doesn't start 50s, because I don't think the market will find it's not a trendy horse.
It says, so like on the Sportsbet app, it says in form. I've seen it's run 2, 3, 3, 2, 2. So it always runs a place and still get 8 to 1 here for it to drum.
Yeah, and it's not a trendy horse, and one of the reasons why you're still getting that sort of a price is if you have a look at its SPs, which is starting price profiles of its last few runs, and it's actually started like fairly long odds in most of its runs, and that's why the market hasn't really found it tomorrow. Last start it's $41, and the start before it's 18. But it's running in some really good races and just doing absolutely nothing wrong. And like I said, you just know where it's going to map. And Dean Yendall aboard is a really aggressive jockey, just suits the horse down to the ground.
So, yeah, that is one I do absolutely love. But that's your roughie of the day, and it's in the Caulfield Cup. But who is your Caulfield Cup winner? Who's winning the Caulfield Cup? If Spirit Ridge doesn't win it, who's winning the Caulfield Cup?
Yeah, well, I will say that I've priced this race $7 a field, so I'm seeing it as an extremely open Caulfield Cup. However, I think I've just got to tip the horse I've got marked favourite as my winner, and that's Breakup, which Damien Lane is on, which will be number 3 from Barrier 5. Just maps for an absolutely superb run. Obviously $7 a field, so this is the horse that I have at $7. So the current $9.50 I think is slightly over the odds. This horse has been running in races against literally the best horses in the world. And when I say that, I mean Equinox, who it's run against last start, is the best horse in the world. Yes, it started 100 to 1 in that race, and yes, it was beaten 7 lengths. But let's be honest, Equinox would probably beat this field by 7 lengths. So I think it has every chance from Barrier 5. Damien Lane is the absolute king. I love backing Damien Lane horses, and I think this horse is a little sneaky chance to go well here and then also run well in the Melbourne Cup as well.
God. So I'm backing it each way tomorrow. Number 3, Breakup, $9.50 to win right now, $3.10 to place, and whatever I win, I'm putting it straight on it for the Melbourne Cup jersey.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
That is a ripper. Yeah, love that one. Love that one. Caulfield Cup. So your best value in the Cup as well, you've got here?
Yep. Best value is Montefilia, which is the 4. I was really disappointed when the jockey who was originally booked, Nashville Rilla, was suspended during the week, so he can't ride. But I tell you what, we don't lose much in Blake Shin getting aboard, is one of the better Melbourne jockeys getting around. And I know for a fact that this horse has been set for this race. And Chris Waller has a knack of setting his horses to just peak on grand final day, and this is her grand final. She's a mare off a win. I think the $12 is slide overs. And she maps really, really well from Barrier 9, so I wouldn't be surprised to see her taking it out either.
Perfect. So while I'm on Sportsbet right now, Gold Trip and West Wind Blows are just going back and forth favourite. So Gold Trip went into 6, now back out to 650, and West Wind Blows are doing the same, but you're not too interested in either of those horses.
Well, the way, like I said, with my pricing, I think I've priced Gold Trip about $10 and West Wind Blows about $8. So at the current prices they're at, they're not bets because they're under the odds, in my opinion. So I look for horses that I've marked shorter than their price on Sportsbet or the tab or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. All right, so I'm looking here. So you've got an exotic for me. Your best exotic. We're going to Randwick for your best exotic.
Yes, we are. We're in the race that Flying Crazy's in, which is one of my best each ways of the day, and I think we can land a box trifecta. All right, so we've got 6 horses in the box try, and I reckon I checked this earlier. I think a $25 outlay will get you 20% of the first of the trifecta. So if you box these numbers up, 1, 2, 7, 9, 12, and 16. 12, so let's
So I'm doing it now. So we've got your Flying Crazy, which you love, number 1.
Yep.
Lions Raw, number 2.
Yep.
Number 7, Spangler with Tommy Berry on board.
Yep.
Number 9, For Valor.
For Valor, yep.
Number 12, Journalism.
Yep.
And number 16, Highlights. So that is 6 runners in a box trifecta.
Yeah.
And you're saying, what are we outlaying on that?
I think if you outlay $25, it gets you 20%. Is that right?
Yeah. I've got a $10 bonus bet and I get 8% of it. So
there you
yeah,
go. That makes
right.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
And that's like realistically, none of those horses are paying less than $2.20 to place. So that trifecta is going to pay a bit. And I think those 6 horses are the clear 6 best chances in the race. And especially the fact that I think at least 3 of them are going to settle really close to the speed. I just think it's a really easy box trifecta, that one.
Oh, that is perfect. Best multi. What is your best multi of tomorrow? I'm looking at I've got it sent here. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm going to write this down as you say it. Here we go. Best multi.
Rightio. Best multi. It was tough because the prices of these horses, they're short and they should win, but it's sort of that awkward sort of price. But we'll see how we go. Race 1, Caulfield, Brave Mead.
Brave Mead. $2.30.
$2.30.
Yep.
In race 2, Riff Rocket should just win. I know it's short, but we're going to add it in.
$1.40, Riff Rocket, yep. James McDonald, CJ Waller just wins. Come on.
Race 3, Tropical Squall, also the favourite. I really like this horse. I'm actually going to be backing it tomorrow at the price. I think it's over the odds. So
$1.85, and you think it should be even shorter? Should be about $1.50.
I've marked it about $1.70, so that's over the odds for me, and that's a clear bet. That's Tropical Squall goes in. Race 8, Climbing Star, the place. Now, this horse has had a little bit of support today, but I think you can at least get $1.90 to place. I'm not sure what it's at now.
Number 11, Climbing Star, $1.95 to place.
That goes in the place. And then we finish off with the best bet, Vivienne to win in the last.
Vivienne to win in the last at Caulfield. Your best bet of the day. Oh, that'll be exciting if that's the...
Oh, wouldn't it?
If that's the final leg. So that pays $27.87. I got a $10 bonus bet from the NFL today.
There you go.
$168.78 I get back for that multi. That is going on right now. Absolutely love that. I've said it again by accident. And then road to 20K. This pumps me up, Jaws, because you're alive. You made it out of week 1. What did we have last week?
I wish I win the place.
I wish I win the place. It ran a hell of a run.
Oh, didn't
I was watching it shit reception on my phone, so I didn't know where it was, but it was coming. It just couldn't get over the top.
Yeah.
Did that race run how you expected it to?
Pretty much to a T. My bets of my tips and bets of I wish I win and Private Eye ran second and third, which is a little bit frustrating, but I think if I wish I win gets the gap a little bit earlier, it goes closer, but you can't take it away from the winner. Think about it, was enormous.
Oh, God. Yeah, it was a good race. And then the other one that I've been meaning to ask you about, Amelia's Jewel last week, because I don't know what happened. Same thing. I barely watched it. What happened to Amelia's Jewel?
So basically, she pulled up sore or lame, which is the horse racing term for sore. So she's basically pulled up sore and didn't eat up. The trainers come out and said that she didn't eat up all her food. She's not herself, which I'm putting down to the fact that the run prior was a really tough, hard run, and she just couldn't cope with the 2 hard runs in a row. I reckon she might have needed that extra break, which we can't forecast how they're going to come through that run. The good news is that she's being freshened up for the Golden Eagle in Sydney, which is in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, which would just be unreal.
And you're going to be there, aren't you?
Oh, we're going to be there, and I'll tell you what, she's a massive chance, and I'll tell you what, if she wins, there'll be a few happy Jawsbet subscribers.
Are you on it already?
We might be, yeah.
You're on the early Amelia's Jewel Golden Eagle 3 weeks from now.
Yeah,
what did you get? What was your early get on price?
I took a bit of 8s. I think she'll start about 4s, would be my guess at the moment.
Perfect. Okay, so back to the road to 20K. So you had 50 on I wish I win to place. It placed. So now we need about 96 at something. What are the odds again? $2.10, I think it has to be, because I know this because I lost last week, week 2. I don't know if you saw how I lost on the 100K, but the San Fran kicker missed the field goal as the clock went to 0 from that's 10 metres out directly in front for an AFL play. That is a gimme in NFL. Yeah. He's missed a field goal and it was not. I'm shattered. I'm done. It was $96, whatever. But if that was to win 20K. I would have been...
Oh, you lose. You probably never punt again.
But I would be 6. So you need 96 at $2.10, and we need to turn this 96 into $202, Jaws. How are we turning this $96 into $202?
Righto. So I need you to check prices here.
Yeah, I'll put it
because
in
I want
as
to. All right. Can you check the price of the place multi of Brave Mead, Tropical Squall, and Vivienne, please?
Brave Mead, race 1, number 2.
Yep.
Tropical Swallow, is that race 2?
It'd be race 3.
Race 3, yep, this thing, yep. Tropical Swallow, $1.18 to place, and then Vivienne, your favourite of the day.
Yep.
Race 10.
What does that come to?
$1.35. That gets us to $1.97.
What about if you put Riff Rocket to place? What does that pump it up to?
Riff Rocket, that's that $1.45 thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
In race 2.
That'd be about $1.05 to place, I reckon.
$1.05 to place. $2.07. That gets us there.
Yep, I'll do it.
So you've got race 1, number 2, Brave Mead to place.
Yep.
Tropical Squall to place. Vivienne to place. And Riff Rocket to place. And that gets us $2. Sorry, I just got to change this. $2.07. So you're having 96 on that.
Yeah.
That gets us there to keep on the road to 20K. So instead of going the one horse, you've gone 4 horses all to places.
Yeah. I know. I tossed and turned today about this because last week the one horse system worked, but I couldn't find a horse that was about $2.10 to place, or $2.10 to win for that matter, that I wanted to put for the road to 20K. I think I'd be very surprised if any of these 4 horses run outside the top 3, and that's how I'm looking at it at the moment.
Last week in the NFL, I gave out some, like Tyreek Hill, his line was 80.5 receiving yards. I took him at 100 yards at $2.12 and it hit easy. And all the touchdown scorers and stuff I was giving out at $2 plus were hitting. But then San Fran at $1.13, the Eagles at $1.30, and another team at like $1.18 all lost head to head. And it's just like, so now I can't trust myself whether it's, am I betting on the favourites to win, or do I go what I trust and
that's it.
The value
That's it.
and stuff? So I trust you that this horse multi will win, will place. $2.07. You can get a bet return on that as well. So $50 bet return.
No, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is a good one. So this is great, Jaws. So I'll quickly go through it for you. So you got your best is Vivienne. Your best at Randwick is Co-Tally. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Co-Tally, yep.
Best each way is Flying Crazy and Oz Empress. Roughie of the Day, Spirit Ridge. Caulfield Cup winner, Break Up. Best value in the Cup, Montefilia.
Yep.
You got the exotic, the race 9, box trifecta at Randwick. And then the multi is Brave Mead, Riff Rocket, Tropical Squall, Climbing Star, Vivienne to win. And then our road to 20K bet is Brave Mead, Tropical Squall, and Vivienne to place. Let's go, Jawsy. This is going to be a big day tomorrow.
Huge day. Good luck,
and,
all.
As we said at the start of the show, last week, early on in the races 1 to 4, both at Caulfield and Randwick, you were on fire. So you've got to be a subscriber to Jawsbet to get all your tips and everything, and then join the Telegram and you're speaking to you yourself while you're watching the track, watching the races. What do you do on a Saturday? Do you just sit down and just watch every race?
Oh, yeah, I don't like to miss one. I think over the last probably at least month, I wouldn't have missed one between Sydney and Melbourne, and probably Brisbane actually as well, because in the Telegram chat we like to chuck out the Brisbane tips for free as well. So they're like a rolling tip system. So about 5-10 minutes before each race, I'll throw out a tip, and the whole chat gets on, and we get around each other when they hopefully salute.
Have we got the Punters Club tomorrow? The Bet with Mates Punters Club.
We do. We definitely do. We're in the Bet with Mates, and you know what? I'll double check it now, but we already have a lot of people involved, and I'd highly recommend getting involved. So we've already got $350 in the kitty. So we're flying. We've already got a heap of people join. $25 entry. Get involved. The more people that join, the more chance that we can go wider in the Caulfield Cup leg, because it's a very open race, and B, we can have a quaddie in both states as well, which would be exciting.
Perfect. I'm jumping in right now. I love that, Jules. What a day. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's good to speak to you again. We'll get this up as soon as possible, get these tips out, and hopefully people sign up, get to Jawsbet, get all the races, because this man was on fire last week early. When you sent me that photo of that 10K win, I was up and about for you while I was at work. So good work, Jaws. Good to see you, mate.
You too, mate. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Good luck tomorrow.